Premier League predictions time, and obviously these videos can take an age, so I'm going to go through this in a new format as fast as possible, get 20 through to 1 done as quickly as I can, because I don't want to be here all day talking about the Premier League. Now, I already know half of my subscribers who normally click on this video are going, why are you talking about the Premier League? We're Scottish, we're Celtic fans, we don't care. These videos are fun, I enjoy proving myself a dafty come the end of the year, so why not do it on a bigger scale with more people perhaps clicking on the video. If you are new, if you're from England and you like the English Premier League, please leave a subscribe. Yeah, press 1. You know, just down there. Like the video as well. I might do some more content, including this in the future. Probably not, but press it anyway. Anyway, I'm going to give my incredibly difficult predictions for the 2020-21 Premier League season, from relegation to the champions, and what could be honestly the most entertaining season in English Premier League history. It's got that kind of 2016 vibe about it. You know, Mourinho and Pep came in, this is it, oh my god, it's going to be the biggest season ever, and it was absolutely garbage. It was a terrible year. It was one of the most boring I've ever seen. Chelsea went on to win the league. This year, we've got the likes of Chelsea sharpening up their team. United are looking back to maybe their best anyway in the last 7 years. You've got City and Liverpool, who are just unbelievable. It has potential. Probably going to be shite again. Last place, Fulham. Yep, I think they're going to go right back down. I don't think they're good enough. They've got the spirit of Michael Jackson, I suppose, to try and egg them on. But, you know what, I just don't see much potential in the team. They just suit being that side that come up and go down, up and down. A wee bit of Viagra might help. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Fulham. I don't think they'll do that well. It was hard to pick a rock bottom team. It just had to be them. 19th, West Brom. Same story. I just don't think they're good enough to stay in the top flight. I'm a big fan of Slaven Bilic. I think he's a good manager. West Brom, I don't think they'll be quite that anti-football side we got to know in the Premier League for so long in the 2010s. I think he'll bring a bit more attacking flair. They've got Charlie Austin. He knows how to put it in the back of the net. Is the rest of the team good enough? I don't know. And for the kits alone, they deserve to go down. Send that barcode back into the Championship. Now, I wanted to try and refrain from coming on the channel and slagging any clubs off, because I don't want to turn away supporters and get people on the side of hating me. Brighton are the furthest thing from a Premier League club in England. They should be back down. They shouldn't be in the Premier League. I do like Graham Potter. I think he's a good manager and he's had a fantastic wee uprising. His story is incredible. But for me, this is a club that should just not be in the Premier League, and I think this is a year they might go down. They showed signs of it last season. Aaron Moy surprisingly leaving as well. I just don't see much happening for Brighton. They're so bang averagely boring, it's unbelievable. Put them down. Make this the year. Just avoiding the relegation zone, and I think a lot of people might be a bit turned off by me saying this. West Ham. Moyes will be gone by Christmas. West Ham will be in the same position they're always in. They think they're a club that's going to finish about 7th. They don't. And this is the first time I've actually been on that side of things. I'm fed up with the fact typical West Ham fans shouting in my face at one of the biggest clubs in England, never mind just London, England, and then just get proved to be absolute dafties. Yep, I think it's going to be a tough season. Don't know who's going to come in to take over when Moyes is undoubtedly gone, but I don't think it's going to be that good a season. Such a good team as well, and watch them prove me wrong now. Backing them to stay up again, Aston Villa. I love this mob. A soft spot for them big time, due to the Mark O'Neill era, where they had some fantastic players. Jack Grealish, John McGinn, staying at the club. With those two alone, I think they can do it again. I think they can stay up. I like them, and I hope they manage to do it. I think it'll be a really, really long year, and they might leave it late again. But Dean Smith, you know what? Really like him. He does look like a very angry stepdad. But do you know what? I think they could do it again. Long year though, very long year for Aston Villa. Leeds, apparently the biggest club in the world, back in the Premier League of course. Can they stay up? Yes, I think they will. Bielsa, I think, will really enjoy his time in the Premier League, but I don't think they're going to quite get off to the start that many people would expect. Yes, the owners have came out and said, yeah, we're back to the Premier League, next step now is Champions League. just you calm down a minute, you try and play Ferencváros and then we'll see what happens. But some good signings coming in, Rodrigo being a big one for them. A lot of people slagging that signing. I particularly think it's a really good bit of business, but you know what, I think they'll stay up. I don't think there'll be anything special. It'll be good to have them back in the Premier, I suppose. It would be a good laugh to see them go down again though, wouldn't it? Newcastle, and you can't help but love Steve Bruce, the pie man himself. The man who came in with every expectation to be relegation. What a terrible appointment. He's never going to follow Rafa Benitez. Arguably, he's better than Rafa Benitez. That was a great season they had last year, and yes, it was a bit inconsistent, a little bit slow at times, but he's done a great job, and I think he can do it again. They're making some good signings. Callum Wilson signing today. Ryan Fraser looks as though he'll be coming in. A couple more players apparently in the cards. Like, they've got a potentially big season ahead of them with St Maximin remaining at the club. I like Steve Bruce. Yes, one pie away from perhaps fatal death, but they can do it. I think they'll have a good season. 13th, Crystal Palace. One word and one word only. Why? That's it. Big fan of him. And do you know what, actually, we can't go without saying channel legend Abiri Eze. What a player he's going to be this year. Just watch him in the Premier League. And no, I'm not just saying that because of FM experience. I'm saying that because he generally is a good wee player. I think him and Zaha will complement each other nicely if Zaha remains at the club. Benteke, not so much, but Abiri Eze, watch him have a solid year at Crystal Palace. I think they'll do well. Burnley, they're just there. It's just Burnley, isn't it? 2 words, not good enough. They're not going to break top half this year. I think that they are really hit and miss. 1 year they couldn't be Europa League contenders, trying to fight for 7th place. And you know, they're looking at relegation for their side the next, and that's been the story of them the last few years. But Sean Dyche, what a manager he is. I mean, if we're talking about angry stepdads and Dean Smith, Christ. But I think Burnley are going to stay up again. They're so bang average, it's unbelievable, but they get the job done. Fair play. Sean Dyche, I still think, should be up for a bigger job. I don't know how he's managed to stay at Burnley so long. The man seems to be a ginger genius, but here we are. He's still there. Sheffield United, what a shock last season. I predicted them to finish, I think, either 19th or 20th, and Chris Wilder just took them to heights we never thought we'd see them. I mean, you've got Ollie McBurney in your team, and you're doing that. I mean, anybody who can figure out how to use Ollie McBurney, you deserve a round of applause, because Ollie McBurney, yeah, phrase goes, McBurney on, TV off. He's doing that with players like John Fleck, McBurney. It's unreal. Yes, after the restart they weren't so good, they slipped a little bit. I think they were quite unlucky, but you know what, they'll stay up again. I think Chris Wilder's another man who could see himself rising to bigger jobs in the future, but they've got good players there. I think the experience that they gained from last season will translate nicely over to this season. I'm a fan of what he's done over there in charge of Sheffield United. I think it'll be a solid enough season. I don't think they'll be as good as how they were for the original Premier League season before the restart, but I think they'll be good enough to stay up and compete with those teams around that mid area. Southampton, yes, Southampton I'm putting quite high up the table. Ralph Hasenhüttl, what a manager. Last year, on the brink of being sacked, a massive defeat to Leicester, utter capitulation, humiliation, anything else elation that you like. Don't even think of ejaculation. Turned it round big time. Danny Ings, what a player, into the England squad. Stuart Armstrong, what a player, and we all knew as Celtic fans how good he could be, and he saved it, you know, quite late. Didn't quite blossom early on, but now, what a player, and what a wee team they've got going there. I'm a big fan of what Ralph Hasenhüttl has managed to do, turn that around. I was a big believer he was the right man to step into that job. He was fantastic at Leipzig, and now he's moved over. He's shown what he can do. He got the bad results out the way. I think they could be in for a really big season. Make the right signings everywhere, they could be huge. 9th place, Leicester City. Do you know what? All my homies hate them. Brendan Rodgers, I hope you're sacked by the end of the season. You've lost Ben Chilwell. Probably improved that area of the park, in fact. Right, do you know what? I just hope Brendan Rodgers is sacked by the end of the season. No, I'm not salty. I'm not salty at all. Leicester 9th, yes, quite the fall from grace from what they done last year. Wolves, I'm putting them at 8th. Look, Nuno, what a job he's done there. Absolutely unbelievable. The Portuguese core of that squad has just lit it up every week. They're such a fascinating team to watch, and it's just getting better. And of course, the £40 million signing of Fabio Silva as well. Unreal. Look, it's a lot of money to pay for a boy that age. He scored, what, eight career league goals? Absolute madness, but there's a plan there and it's working, and the philosophy around everything is just, it's just brought them to a height I never thought they would hit in the Premier League, and here we are. And the likes of Ruben Neves and Jimenez and all this, they just link up so well. Fantastic wee team. Yes, they could probably push higher than 8th, but I just think that'll be where they finish this year. Into the European spots, and here comes probably my first big call in the video. Everton, I've got them at 7th place. Every year I overestimate how good Everton actually are, and they go on to be utterly embarrassing compared to where I predict them to finish anyway. This year they've got a full season under Carlo Ancelotti. They have just made the signings of Allen. They're about to make the signing of who's the other one they're getting again? James Rodriguez. They're talking about Doucouré as well. Look, these are solid signings, and Carlo Ancelotti is one of the greatest managers in football history. This year, if it doesn't go together for them, they should just give up. They literally should give up. But my God Almighty, you can't mess this one up. The money that's been spent over the last 5 years at Everton is unbelievable, and what have they got to show for it? Absolutely nothing. Ancelotti surely has to get the finger at the bumhole. This is single-handedly the hardest part of the video. Can I just make a disclaimer right now? This top 6 I think will be separated by a handful of points. This is solid. Hardest thing I've had to predict ever on YouTube. And there's been so many good Premier League, well, so many good-looking Premier League seasons over the past few years. This one, though, is genuinely so close. And the top 6, I think, could finish in any order. It's unreal the quality that these teams have got at the moment and how much potential these teams have got at the moment. So, if you're a fan of Arsenal, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea and Spurs, and you're watching this video and unhappy where I have predicted your team, I'm not saying it's definite, because in my opinion the team who finishes 6th could very easily have a freak show of a season and win the league. It's crazy how close things are between these 6 teams, so don't take it too literally. It's all about Celtic. 6th I have Arsenal. Yes, I'm buying into the Kieran Tierney hype and I think they could go higher. I'm also buying into the Mikel Arteta hype and think they could go higher. He's came in, he's transformed things around the club. The whole image looks like it's different and it's great, and they've done really well. They won the FA Cup, they beat Liverpool in the Community Shield. There's a lot of potential there. I think consistency is what could, potentially screw Arsenal over the season. And it's a shame to say, but there's a lot of players there who can't remain fit, and Kieran Tierney, who I think could be their standout player, is one of them, apart from Aubameyang, because Aubameyang's different gravy. He's unbelievable, he's world class. Apart from Aubameyang, you look at Tierney, will he remain fit over the course of 38 games? I hope so. I cross my fingers and touch wood that he does. But it's going to be a long year for Arsenal. Consistency is what is going to kill them if they don't manage to pick it up. 5th, Tottenham, Mourinho, God, Don, whatever word you like, the greatest manager in the modern age of football, apart from Alex Ferguson. Mourinho, I buy into everything this man does. Watching that new Spurs documentary just made me sit there and go, I actually think they could win the league. I love Mourinho. I think he lost the plot a few years ago, but I think he's slowly gathering it back. I think he's finding the marbles and collating them together to try and go again. Look, if Harry Kane stays fit, this team can do anything. Some squad they've got there too. I think they've got to make the right signings and they're doing well. Højbjerg and Doherty straight away. Yes, they might come across as bang average players and not quite top 6 players, but I think they'll fit in tremendous for a Mourinho system. They are players Mourinho will love. Højbjerg strikes me as the new Matic. Look, this could be a big year for Tottenham. 4th place is a team who many are tipping to go and win the league, but I'm putting them in 4th, and it's Chelsea. Why? Mourinho's left. He's long gone. We just spoke about him, Ryan. Lampard. It's only his 3rd season as a manager. The other two, the top 2, Guardiola and Klopp, they've been there, done the dance, bought the t-shirt. They know how to deal with pressure. They know how to win titles. Lampard, I still think, has bits to go. This is the first, yes, this is a dream team they're building. Werner, Havertz, Thiago Silva. They've got already the players that they had last year who were incredible. What a team they are putting together. Yes, undoubtedly. It's the first year they've been together. If they win the league, fair enough. And they are Premier League winning quality players. But will they do it in their first season together? I don't know. And that's why I've got them in 4th. I think people are overhyping them quite a bit. Undoubtedly though, could be the most entertaining side to watch this year. Red tinted specs out then. 3rd place, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Man United. This is going to be such an interesting season. United were easily the best team in the Premier League from January onwards. They were unreal to watch. They were playing some tasty football. Solskjaer had just got it all together. He was getting the best out of the youngsters. You seen Rashford, Martial and Greenwood. Oh my God, they were playing incredible. And I don't want to sit here and suck up the bum of the team that I'm wearing the shirt of, but you know what, if he can even channel that kind of 6-month period into a full season, this could be so entertaining. Do I think it will happen? No. And why? Because the defence is still garbage. Dean Henderson should be the starting keeper. They need to sign centre-halves. They have to hurry up and get it done. I'm very happy with the signing of Van de Beek, but defensively, still a long way to come. If they can fix up that back line, you're looking at a team that can push this year. Well, for 2nd place, I am going for Liverpool. Yes, I don't think Liverpool will retain the title, and I hope they don't. I hate Liverpool. But it's just the story of the Premier League. How many teams in the history of the Premier League have went on to just collapse after 2 years of utter dominance? Yes, they didn't win the league 2 years ago, but they put in a league-winning performance. They finished with, 90 whatever points. They should have won the league. Man City just had a freak season. That was unreal, and so was Liverpool's. You can't keep that up 3 straight years. I just don't see it happening. It's solid to do. There's only been 2 teams who've won it 3 in a row. Is it 2? Is it just United? I was thinking Chelsea done it under Mourinho, but it was only 2. United are the only team to do it. I just don't see it happening for them City, on the other hand, Pep wants revenge. I just see it happening. I think Pep will just be all out this year. Let's go out and win every single game. And I think City will take home the title again. Sadly, I hate both of them. I would rather both of them slipped out the top four and fell down the table, but it's not going to happen. Klopp and Guardiola right now are the two best coaches on the planet. They're unbelievable teams, and I think it will be neck and neck up there again. I don't think there'll be much separating them whether City or Liverpool do win that league. The teams are just, you know, some of the greatest teams we've seen in this generation of football. So, you know what? It'll be a very entertaining season to say the least. If you've enjoyed, like and subscribe. I've spoke for so long. See y'all next time.